It's June, and that means one thing: BMW show season. And that's why my beautiful E36 BMW M3 convertible is out in all its glory. And the roof is down, because what better way to enjoy the British summertime sun? But of course, being a 1990s BMW, my roof no longer works. Have we got any tools for this, Dave?
Afternoon.
Welcome to my two hammers.
Buying you a car.
This is 26 years old. It's just rolled off the production line. How can you say buy a new car? This is new. So as we can see, we've got a flashing light, and that means that there's a light flashing, but it also means that it's broken for some reason. Let's try and work out why. So under the bonnet is an engine, but there's also a fuse box just over here. Convertible fuse 7 controls, I think, the anti-roll protection system. So we do know that that didn't work, which means we better try something else. There is another little fuse somewhere down here, wherever it is. Aha. There we go. So let's have a little inspect. And that fuse looks okay, so let's pop that back for now. So unfortunately that's not worked yet, so I'm now going to take the bottom part of the rear seat out, have a look under there and disconnect the motors. If you guys are waiting for updates on some of the other projects, which include the G60 Corrado rebuild, the E38 restoration, and of course the P38, then make no mistake about it, I've got more videos coming over the next few weeks and over the next month or so covering all of those cars. I wanted to do this video today because I thought it was interesting, and it's been a while since you've seen the E36 M3. It's a shame that I'm bringing it back to you under these kind of circumstances, but hope you enjoyed the video. If you've not yet subscribed, please do so. Comment below and hit the like button, because that's massively helpful. Once you've removed that centre section, there's a couple of clips under here, and that should come out. And just under here is your motor disconnect lever. Ignore the fresh orange in the back. It's important to stay hydrated in this summery weather. Pull on that handle and you should hear the motors disconnect. The two motors in here control both the roof and I think also the tonneau cover. So we've actually just popped this down here, and if you can see, I don't know if you can see this, I'll change the camera settings. Back of here is this kind of motor that you have to push whilst pulling the handle in the back of the car to pop this lever down, which will free up the tonneau cover, and also this motor here should drop as well. The tonneau cover, you can close the boot, and if you move your mobile phone, you should be able to pull this back, and ta-da, you have your roof. Now, I'm kind of learning on the fly with this, so I know there's a little micro just down here. Well, there's a micro switch there, so I can hear that working there. So now we can pop the tonneau cover, and we should be able to pull the roof. Ah, come here, big girl. Come to daddy. Let's go. So I'm going to pull that back end up so that I can actually close the tonneau cover, put that down, and weatherproof, perfect for British weather. Not really. Trying to wind this, or was trying to wind this down to get some tension back into this, which I think is how it works. However, it's not working because these two little hooks that need to come into here are not open and not released, and I'm not sure why. So I'm going to try and take the tension out of this roof, and then we'll see if we can release the tonneau cover again and give it another go. Let's crack on. Go on, Dave. Wrestle the roof, my good man. It is a heavy roof. Are you in the hole?
No, you weren't in the hole.
All I've got is an incredibly bright sun in my eyes. Have they extended?
They have extended all the way, sir.
He's well renowned in the local area for having a beautiful hand action. Look at the way that he handles that ratchet. Now the fuses on these E36 convertibles are pretty important. Fuse number 7 under the bonnet controls the anti-roll system. If you do a full Hammond and you flip the car upside down, that will help to save your life, I think. The fuse in the boot, which is next to the battery, that controls, I believe, the roof system and the roof system alone, or at least that's how I understand it. But I'm not fully sure, and I still haven't got this working yet, so I'm going to do a little bit of internet googly and see if we can come up via some research with a better answer, because hopefully somebody knows more about this roof system than I do. This is obviously not an instructional video, unless it's an instructional video on how not to repair your E36 roof, that is. Well, Google didn't prove too useful, but we did spot that this part of the mechanism wasn't aligning correctly. That needs to go into that bottom section, and it didn't. So we took the plastic cowling off the front of the hood and got access to that part of the motor, and realised that these rods had to come all the way back to be fully in position, which we'd not done before. Now this is actually going into place finally and latching in, and it's because of that mechanism on the right and left hand side in the middle of the roof, which basically just it wasn't clicking into place properly. I have a door card to rebuild, which is why I know the 600 quid. Right, let's see if this works. I popped the motors back in place in the boot, and I had reset and synced the roof by pressing the hood button into the up position before turning the key to the second stage. Luke, I am your father. The force is strong in this one. Well, so far so good. This front motor does not seem very powerful, but... With all of that done, the latches got into the correct position and the roof finally closed. A bit of success. Shall we try downwards? We tried this a number of times and I'm not fully convinced that it's entirely fixed and won't happen again, but 7 or 8 goes and the roof kept going up and down. There we go. Fingers crossed. I did forget to mention that you have to hold the roof button in the up position for about 15 seconds or so until you've actually completed the sync process. Engaging tonneau cover. Roof disengaged. It's that little last bit, it's a little tonneau cover bit. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh! So why was that sticking before? That's the question. That's the question.
I think it slipped a thread. Which bit stuck up?
Exactly. Yeah, well, that's the question, isn't it? Because when that tonneau cover was coming down, it was stuck in exactly that position. I've left those two just finishing off attaching the plastic panel that covers the front motor on the roof of the E36 M3. Now that the channel's approaching 1,500 subscribers, we are rich enough to pay people to do those kind of menial tasks. And that reminds me, if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, then hit that subscribe button and make sure that you click the bell icon to get updates on all of my latest videos. We've got lots more projects coming up, and of course we've got the current projects of the Corrado, the 328i Sport, the E38 7 Series, the E36 M3 and the Z3, and there's all sorts of other stuff going on, so do not miss out. Bear with me, I will get round to doing all of these projects and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Let's go! Dave had a heart attack a while ago, so just sort of driving is just
I ended up in hospital with suspected heart attack on Friday.
It's therapeutic for him, it relaxes him, it makes him feel better about himself and others. It's just my kind of caring the community work that I do.